to our, it's June. Welcome to our June meeting. As is our tradition, we like to have everyone introduce themselves. You'll tell us who you are and what organization that you represent. If you're just here visiting, I'm just here visiting. And we'll start with this lovely young lady right here.
My name is Denise Simmons. I'm with Local Visionary. I'm Coriana Beckham. I'm also really one of the visionaries.
I'm Stephanie Clark. I'm with CSRA Development Solutions.
I'm Tia Washington, and I'm also with ROG Visionaries.
I'm Artisha Horn, and I'm also with ROG Visionaries.
I'm Brenda on 6 and Gibson Community Television.
Stuart Brooks, with Local Visionaries, we're here visiting. Barry Outlaw, I'm with the crew.
Ryan Downs, Land Bank Board.
And Scott Roundtree, Land Bank Board.
Savate Bassett, Land Bank Board.
Madison Stevens, and Bay Board.
Joseph Tate here to purchase.
Frankie Tate with my husband.
John Manton, Attorney, Land Bank.
Kimara Jones, Land Bank.
Ronald Lampkin, Capital Project Manager, City of Augusta.
Shauna Aaron for purchase.
Very good for purchase.
Susan Moore with the adjustment funds.
Ingrid Duque, Casa.
Justin Melendez, Copper Pivot, LLC.
That's Mr. Sean Edwards, who's the director of the land bank, closing the door. And the gentleman in the light blue shirt, you are.
Jill Boozer from the Tax Commissioner's Office.
All right, again, welcome. Stuart, it's been a minute since I had a chance to see you, but good to see you again.
Thank you, yes, sir.
So board, first thing we have is approving our meeting minutes from May 20th. Mara sent those out. If you've had a chance to take a look at them already, someone please make a motion, but if you need a moment or two to take a look at them, please feel free to do so.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion has been made by Mr. Scott Roundtree and properly seconded by Mr. Ryan Downs to approve the meeting minutes for May 20th. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. The ayes have it. All right, going with the agenda. The second item, item 2B, approve request from Craig Fields Sr. for land bank foreclosure assistance on 1509 Clay Street. Mr. Edwards.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 1509 has been a property that's been coming before this board now for a little over 2 years. Originally brought by Mr. Lethea Williams back in 2024. There was a question of whether or not the property was occupied. Ms. Williams was not allowed to move forward with that, and now the since found an investor who was willing to take that application based on things that the board approved last month for her personal help. We have verified through neighbors that the property is not occupied. They would like to move forward with foreclosure. You'll note in your pricing sheet though, that there is an offer below 50% of the assessed value of the property, and that the property report says that the property is in good condition. Our policy doesn't let staff recommend approval to the board on something less than 50%. You've got an adjacent property, or excuse me, an adjacent owner policy that allows you to negotiate a vacant lot. You've got an incentive if a nonprofit is building affordable housing. But we just don't have anything written that says staff can say, yeah, let's offer this at this price. The client has the right to put before the board any amount that they choose, but unfortunately, we just don't have anything written that says that we can move forward. I will say from a personal position, however, being that we've been trying to collect taxes as a county on this property for multiple years, it may be beneficial for the land bank board to approve to move forward at a 40% assessed value.
Okay. Board members, questions, comments?
I have a question. What is the size of the lot?
Sean, what's the size of the lot?
So acreage would show if you scroll up just a tad.
Oh,
So it's on as 0.7, less than a tenth of an acre for the property itself. Now, of course, we can switch that over and give you square footage of it.
oh, no, that's fine.
got a simple question.
Yes, sir.
If it were 50% of fair market value, would you recommend moving forward?
Yes, sir.
I'm good. I'll make a motion as presented.
Do I have a second? I second that motion. Motion has been made by Mr. Ryan Downs and properly, seconded by Chris Johnson to accept the foreclosure of the property located, assistance with foreclosure of the property located at 1509 Clay Street to Mr. Craig Fields Senior for the price of $28,716. Is that correct, Mr. Craig? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposers, nay? Ayes have it. Item 2C, approve request from Joseph Tate to purchase land bank parcel located at 2741 Tobacco Road for construction of a personal hobby shop. Ms. Jones.
Yes, so this is the parcel at 2741 Tobacco Road. Something interesting about it is that it currently does not have an easement, so here at the front, that's blocked off by like a concrete gate. As the item states, he does want to put a personal hobby shop there, and the applicant says that they have talked to planning about that, and planning gave them go ahead. As far as the pricing sheet, this one's kind of similar to the last one where the offer is less than 50% of the assessed value, so I can't recommend it. And they are asking for the lot cleanup fee of $7,077.79 to be extinguished, for a total price of $12,500. Mr. Tate, you have anything you would like to add? I know you're working on that easement thing.
Yeah, I talked with some, contractors, put an easement into that place, it's gonna cost me at least $7,000 to $9,000 plus the purchase cost. So it'll go over what the, value of the land is, just to put an easement in. And that's basically it.
Mr. Bassett, do you see any issues associated with, putting the easement in?
I don't wanna say the wrong thing on this, so let me just give it a first.
I had noticed some of the properties farther up that had the same concrete wall. They just cut the concrete wall out, make the easement into some apartments farther up, got the same process. So you might wanna look at actual pictures of it.
Okay.
Additional questions, comments?
Quick question, sir, did you do any research on ownership of that wall?
On the wall is on it's on the property.
On the property we're trying to foreclose?
It's been in the inventory for sale.
Oh, so it's in our inventory,
Mhm.
okay, so we'd have to do a little research on that. My guess is if we own it, there is not an easement necessary. I think we sell to him, he can do whatever he wishes to do with the wall.
Right.
Unless there's something I find, a restrictive covenant or something, or something there that says this wall has to stay. Or we gave, like if we acquired, before we acquired, someone could have made a deal with the neighbor, said, well, we're gonna give you an easement across our property, put this wall up. The reason wall, I'm not sure what the wall's there for, but we can do.
It's a retaining wall.
It's a retaining wall?
So the wall's below grade, so if you're at the road, it's kind of level, 8 to 10 feet, and the wall is down to the property.
I don't think,
So it might be more of a road access, so is that a state or county road? And so access to it would depend on permissions from whoever owns and maintains that right of way.
What right of way you talking about?
Tobacco Road.
Up to that.
That's the county
it
road.
should be Augusta,
That's a county road.
so we have to do a little more.
So I make a motion to approve the sale with pending the results of, the research on the retaining wall, for the price of $12,500. Do I have a second?
May I ask a question, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Is it, would the board consider a motion to simply instruct the attorney to do some research and then we bring the item back? being that the price is being negotiated down based on easement requirements, and if it's found those are not necessary, we may want to counter the price.
I would be for that. I think, I'm all for getting things back into the tax base. My understanding is part of the mission is, adding affordable housing. And all for the hobby shop, but sometimes we take a little bit less for land because we agree with the mission and it aligns. So, obviously understand the easement situation, but we're presenting a property here that's less than 50% of the value, and because it's less than 50%, staff can't make a recommendation. So my question would be, can we at least get it to where staff can make a recommendation and maybe give us a little bit of precedent for how we value other properties that aren't going into residential use?
So Ryan, you wanna make a counter motion?
I'm for finding out more from the attorney and finding out a little bit more from staff, maybe not in the full meeting, so that we know what an appropriate counter might be.
Yes, sir.
And John, do we have to do that as a full motion or just do it for information?
We can just table it still.
Just table it
Just
until
table it
we get the
tomorrow.
information. So, Mr. Tate, what we're gonna do is go back, do the research on the retaining wall as well as the easement issue. And then you'll hear back from either Ms. Jones or Mr. Edwards on how we move forward. All right, item 2D, approved request from Jordan Grove Baptist Church for land bank assistance and foreclosure of property at 13 David Street. Ms. Jones.
So Jordan Grove, and as part of the item, I should have put that they are looking to combine this with their property. Their church is right here at 1529 Rural Road, and they're looking to purchase 13 David Street. This was approved by, the tax commissioner's office to foreclose on. They paid the full amount of fees, and they're looking to pay full assessed value for a total of $7,000. The only thing they're asking to be extinguished is the delinquent taxes, which we typically ask for anyways. So staff is recommending approval.
Questions, comments?
You said they're offering the full appraised budget?
Full assessed value, and they pay the full amount of fees.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made by Chris Johnson and seconded by Metasue to approve the request of Jordan Grove Baptist Church for the purchase, foreclosure system to purchase the property at 13 David Street for the total price of $7,000. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposals, nay. Ayes have it. Item 2E, approve extension request from Tavares Dobbs on Real Estate Equity Partners LLC for the property located at 511 3rd Street. Mr. Edwards.
Yes, sir. In your packet for this application or for this request, you'll note the meeting minutes from June 22, 23 meeting where it was approved for Mr. Dobbs and his company to acquire this property. It closed in January of 24. Private partners or entities that are building out according to policy should have their projects started in 18 months. Had some time trying to reach Mr. Dobbs, but was successfully able to do that, see what was going on with his project. He is requesting a full year from the board as an extension. Some things changed in the relationship with the investors in the group. And they are requesting some time to get this project done. So staff is supporting a recommendation to offer them an extension of 12 months, to see if we can get this project back online.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion has been made by Mr. Ryan Downs and properly seconded by Mr. Chris Johnson to extend the request for Tavares Dobbs Real Estate Equity Partners to extend their, to give an extension for them to start the project at 511 13th Street for 12 months. 3rd Street, thank you. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Mr. Manning, do you have a problem if we do the foreclosures and donations first before we go into legal session?
No, sir.
Drop down to item 4A.
Alright, guys, I believe that's in the back of y'all's packet, so the foreclosure and donation charts. We had a sale June 2nd, where we bid in 8 properties to the land bank. We had 3 that were taxes were paid prior to this sale, so those were canceled. Those will be ready to sell here in August, those 8 properties. We have 4 getting ready to be filed right now, at the bottom, which is 28 through 32. As far as donations, no updates or change on donations. But we'll still take donations.
One quick question, John.
Sure.
On the one, is that Tubman Home Road where it says not eligible? Front page?
On the second page?
Donate, on the donation page.
Okay, yeah. Sure, that was, there were some issues there, I think, with the title ownership. And then waiting for them to clear up some of the questions we had before we accepted a donation, so we could take it at the time.
Got it. Any questions, comments about, the donation or foreclosure list?
I just have a general question
Yes.
about the donations. Are there conditions on donations, or is anybody eligible to donate a property with a clear title?
Anybody, I mean, obviously the land bank, we used to, there was a policy a long time ago where we took any and all donations. I think we've kind of scaled that back a good bit. Now we're just looking at the donation itself and seeing if we have either use for it for the land bank, or if we think it's something that we could find in the user, or maybe Mr. may even float it to a few folks before accepting donation. And, before we decide to accept it, obviously taxes have to be current and paid, and no liens on the property, those types of things.
Okay.
And part of that reason is because once we accept it, now it's our problem and expense for maintenance. And so we need to make sure that we have an entity user, or make sure we feel pretty confident of it before we accept it.
So are the donations on this list, this is the ones that staff are recommending? Or
Yeah,
how-
but,
how-
and this is probably something an easy update, I can probably remove a lot of this. We probably not had a donation, it's probably been at least a year.
Okay.
So we could probably remove and all, update this, we could even make a motion to get rid of donation updates until we actually get a donation.
So moved. Have a second to update the donation list, remove those that don't need to be on the list anymore.
I second.
Motion has been made by Chris Johnson and properly seconded by Mr. Vassar to have the attorney Manton to update the donation list to include those that are only in process.
Mr. Jonathan, Mr. Bass cannot second that section. He cannot second,
Got it. Okay.
so we need another second.
I can second.
Okay.
So, motion's been made by Chris Johnson and properly seconded by Matty Sue to update the donations list by Attorney Manton to take those off that are no longer need to be on the list and keep those that are pending or in process. All in favor, aye? Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go into legal session, so only the board members and staff are able to remain. And then once we have completed legal session, if you're still here, we'll have someone come out and let you know that you can come back in.
We make a motion to go executive
I
session.
make a motion.
second.
I second it. Motion has been made by Mr. Ryan Downs and seconded by Chris Johnson to go into legal session.
For the purpose of-
For the purpose of real estate, discussion, at 2:21 p.m. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Steve, I cannot stop.
Yeah, that's all.
To come out of legal session and go back into, adjourn legal session and go back into regular session. Can I have a second? Second. Motion has been made by Chris Johnson, properly second by Scott Roundtree to come out of legal session and go back into regular session. All in favor, at 2:58 p.m. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. The ayes have it. Motion to approve the affidavit for legal session. Have a second. Motion has been made by Chris Johnson and properly seconded by Ms. Patty Sue Stevens to approve the signature of the affidavit for legal session. All in favor, aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, and there's nothing to vote on as a result of the legal session. Do we have any other items for this meeting? Mr. Edwards, anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. Mann, anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. Jones, anything else?
No, sir.
All right, meeting adjourned.